All right, so today we're going to be comparing a few different webcams with the pandemic and people using Zoom and other products more to chat online. People are using their built-in webcams on their laptops, but once they start using it, they realize that the quality is not great. You'll probably get students and teachers have been approaching me telling me this, right? So I wanted to compare the webcams on a few different laptops and then a few that you can buy externally. They're hard to find, but you are able to find them and buy them. Two of them I bought them, were in August, and I bought them and got them within a week. But you have to look for them online to be able to find them. So the first one we're trying out is the HP, this HP X360. It's an NV X360, has a built-in 720p webcam. Then the next one we're going to try out is this Lenovo, which is a Flex 5, 15-inch Flex 5 laptop. Both of these are about 2 years old or so. Then we'll try out this MacBook. It's a MacBook 12 from 2017. And after that, this is also, the first two were 720. This one I believe is a 480. Then we'll try out this one here. This is a fairly generic one from Amazon. I believe the name of it is Laptom is the brand that you can find on Amazon. It's like a $35 webcam, so it's fairly low end, but it does shoot 1080. All right, and then we have a Logitech. This is the Logitech C930E, and this shoots 1080, and you'll notice that it's a wider view. And then the last one we're going to try out is going to be the Razer. So the Razer, it's called the Kiyo Razer, and this one has like a little ring here, which displays LEDs that you can turn on and off. Okay, so let's compare all three and see what the quality is between them. All right, let's go. All right, so this is the HP Envy X360 laptop. It's a touchscreen. It's a 13-inch model. It has the Ryzen 5 chip with a Radeon video card, and this has a webcam that's 720. Now, one thing you might hear in the background with this laptop is that the fan kicks in really easily, probably because of the Radeon graphics card. So right now it just kicked in, and I can definitely hear it. So here we're using the mic on the laptop, so you might hear it. So if you're using this kind of laptop, that's something to consider with your Zoom call, where maybe there's like a hum in the background, and it could be related to that. This is 720. It's fairly wide view from what I can tell in comparison to some other of the 720 of the webcams that we're going to see. I think some will be a bit narrow, and then a few of them will be more wide than this. Okay, so that gives you an idea as to what this looks like on this HP 360. This is the webcam that's built into the laptop. All right, let's see the next one. This is the Lenovo Flex 5. It's also a 720p camera. One thing you can notice is that the field of view is less than the other one we looked at before. I know there's a little bit less of the tree over here and the guitar on the right, so it's a little bit more narrow. So if you're getting a new laptop and looking at cameras, that's something to consider. Like if it's by yourself doing a Zoom call, it's probably not a big deal. If you expect that you're gonna have multiple people, then your laptop might have to be farther away so you can fit everyone. So that's something, they're not all the same, right? The field of views are different between these. This Flex 5 is about 2 years old. It has this is one from Costco, so it has like the built-in i7 8th generation with GeForce, NVIDIA GeForce. I think it's MX 220 was the video card that it has on there. This is a 15-inch, it's a bigger one. But again, 720 quality video, so it's not going to be great either. All right. This laptop, I think was, at the time, was around $1,000 because it has the NVIDIA card. Forgot to mention the HP X360 that I had before. That I believe I got that one with a few coupons and things. It was probably around $500 to $700, somewhere around there. I think it was high fives, so like $500, $600 around there for that laptop. This one is around $1,000 at the time. Okay, all right, so we'll try the next one now. All right, so here we have the MacBook 12-inch laptop. This is second generation from 2017. This webcam only shoots at 848 by 480, so it's definitely the lowest out of all the ones we're going to try. And the audio quality, I'm assuming it might be one of the worst, if not the worst. And then you can see the field of view here, how narrow it is. All right, so if you have this one, I clearly recommend going to getting an external webcam if you're doing Zooms and other meetings online. All right. I know that Mac has started improving their webcams. I know the latest iMac, I believe, has a really, really good camera now, but the previous ones were fairly low. So, all right, let's go to the next one. Okay, so here we have the next camera. This is the generic one that I got from Amazon. The brand is actually called Laptom. So Laptom is the name of it. And this one is around $35 on Amazon. It is 1080p. I tried it a couple times before, and I got some complaints of people saying that the microphone was not great. So you'll be able to hear it and see what it sounds like. It definitely has a higher quality than your built-in 720s. And you can see how wide this is. It seems like it's wider than some of the 720s, some of the built-in ones that we tried. Maybe the HP was about this, or maybe a little bit wider. I think the HP was a little wider than this. But it does definitely have a larger field of view than some of the other ones. And I think the quality overall is better than the other ones. So for $35, that's not bad. I think the audio might be an issue, but you'll be able to hear it on this and see what it sounds like using the audio on it. So yeah, so that's this one. And this attaches via USB. And like I said, it's around $35 on Amazon. And the brand is the Laptom. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, so the next one we're trying out is this one right here, the Logitech. It says only Pro webcam. Doesn't have a model number anywhere on this, but this model is the C930E, I believe. Yeah, C930E. So the one thing it does tell you here is that it's a 90-degree view. So it's going to be probably the one, it's our widest one that we have. So you can tell here that I see both the guitar, but I also see the plant on this side, and I see the plant on this side, which with the other ones we didn't see that. It is 1080p. The software does have a few settings where you can switch from a more narrow view to the more wider view. So that is nice. I know, like in if you're using Zoom, it might default to one of them, and you may have to go in and actually switch it to the other. I think it defaults to the smaller field of view, and then you have to switch it to the wider one if you want the wider one. All right, but this is what this looks like. It fits more on here. It's definitely clearer than some of the other ones that we've seen. And this camera is about $120 now because of the pandemic and everything. It's hard to find, but you are able to find it. I bought this one on Best Buy last week. I think I had to order it and I got it like in 5 days, but they do go out of stock really quickly. So you have to continue looking if you're interested in this camera. And it's $120. Back like in January, February, you could probably find this camera for about $60. It was always like on sale. It was a really good price, but now everything is back to retail prices, if not a little more. But this one's, I think, $129 is what the price is of this camera. Okay. All right, let's switch to the last one we're trying out. Okay, so here we're trying out the Razer Kiyo. Looks like this. There's a really nice packaging with a bit of fabric here. And this is what it looks like. Now you'll see that the field of view is not as wide as some of the other ones. And you can see how it's kind of focusing a little bit on me in and out. So it's not as wide. I do think that this is probably gonna be the clearest. It seems like they do some kind of sharpening on it or something, because I think it's definitely clearer. Maybe the optics are a little bit better on it. It also has this cool feature that has like an LED ring that you can turn on by just turning this knob. So this knob here, you just spin it clockwise and it turns on. So let's do that. So there it's at full brightness. So that is nice if you want to give some light to the face, kind of get rid of like the dark circles or anything. It makes it very easily. You can do that. You don't have to buy an additional LED light or anything to be able to do that. And it lets you control it, so you can make it darker too. If it's too bright, you can dim it a bit. And there it's off. There it's a little bit brighter, or a little bit lower. And then you can make it go higher. Now I have this attached to the screen of the laptop. That's why you see a little bit of the motion there. And then the focusing seems to also kind of go in and out a little bit. Let's see if that does that or not. So yeah, so this is the width that you're getting on this. I think quality-wise, at least for the video, this is probably going to be the best out of all of them. I don't know how the audio compares, so you'll be able to judge and listen to that and see how different the audio is. I think if you're looking for something wider, then the Logitech is definitely the widest out of these. But quality-wise, this might be better. So this one is $99 right now. Through the pandemic right now, we're in August, and I was able to find it. It goes in and out of stock quite often. On the same day, you can see it's out of stock, and then it's in stock a few hours later. I got this one through Best Buy for $99, and I think I got it in like 3 or 4 days. All right, so let's recap here. We went through 3 webcams on laptops. After reviewing the content, I would say that the HP and the Lenovo, even though it has a 720p resolution, it seemed like it was more washed out. There was like not much color in there at all. And the sound was, I'd say, fair. It wasn't great. The MacBook is a 480p, so it's even less resolution, but it seemed like it had better colors to me. It was a bit warmer, and the resolution wasn't bad in comparison to the Lenovo and the HP. I think it was slightly better, actually, even though it had less resolution between those 3. Now, when you went to the 1080p's, I think you can clearly see that there's a difference there and an improvement. If we look at the first one, the Laptom one that we looked at, I thought that the resolution was fairly good. But the problem is the audio was horrible. And I mentioned that before, like even when I did some Zoom calls, people complained that they couldn't understand me. And then when I created this recording, you could see that the audio was completely off sync and it was making all this noise. So maybe there's a way to kind of fix that by fine-tuning it a bit and trying to get it synced beforehand. But that's something that a regular user probably won't do. They just want something they plug in and they go and it works, right? So there's clearly, I think, a problem with this one. So then we have these 2, right? The Logitech webcam, the Pro webcam, the 930E, and then we have the Kiyo. So I think they both are great. This one was really nice that it has a wider view. So if you're looking for that, then I would definitely say this is the better one, the better choice. If it seemed like the Kiyo though was a bit higher quality, right? So if you want that slight edge on quality, I think this one is a great device. It does some kind of sharpening or something, right? Because it just seemed a little bit clearer, I thought. And audio-wise, I felt that the audio was a little bit better on the Logitech than this one here. But a lot of times, if you're going to be doing a live stream, you might just have a headset on with a mic built in. So the audio might be irrelevant to you because you might have that, or if you're really high end, you might have a separate microphone, right? So I think these are definitely better ones if you can afford these for around $100, a little more for this one. If you want to upgrade from your regular laptop webcam, where once you start using it, you notice how poor the quality is. If you're a student, maybe it's not that big of a deal. If you're like a teacher and you're teaching from home during this pandemic, then it is nice to have a higher quality camera. So definitely recommend those. Now, something to keep in mind too is the quality of what you see on my video is going to be reduced when you're using it through something like Zoom or Google Meet or any of those, especially since they've been lowering the quality because they have so much use right now. They've been even lowering the quality even more. So you're not going to get the same quality. It'll be less than what you see there. Something to think of, like I know Zoom has an HD button that it's under the video settings. So clearly click on that so you get the highest quality that you can from Zoom. But ultimately, the streaming products will control what quality gets sent out. So the higher quality you can have is best because you're going to start off with the highest quality possible from your end before it goes out to everyone. All of these videos were done with just natural light coming from outside. I didn't use any other type of lights except for the Kiyo, which does have lights built in, right? So just keep that in mind. If you go higher end and you want better quality, having your own lights will definitely improve that also. I hope you enjoyed this. Definitely like and subscribe if you like this kind of content, and hope you liked it. So take care and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.